Hi guys, we've just started our 3-day trek through the Laotian jungle. Tonight the plan is that we are going to be building our own camp, and then tomorrow night we're going to be staying with a local family in one of the villages. Hopefully it's all going to go to plan.
And it's not raining at the minute, which is good considering it's the rainy season. Joe's got a snazzy new haircut, I've got a snazzy new bag, so we're good to go.
The first 2 hours of the trek were spent walking through vast rubber plantations, which in recent years have become a large part of the Laotian economy. The mud paths were dry and dusty, as it hadn't rained for a few days.
So it's pretty tough going. We're just going uphill. We've been going for about an hour. I'm pretty red, but the scenery's amazing.
Rolling green hills seemed to stretch out for forever as we trekked further into the jungle.
Now I don't know if you can hear in the background or not, but there's quite a lot of dogs barking, and our guide has just told us that it's hunting dogs that are hunting for wild pigs, and I'm not really sure what I'd rather bump into, a wild boar or one of those hunting dogs.
We soon came across some pigs, but fortunately they weren't wild and belonged to some local farmers who were working the land nearby.
We continued uphill for another few hours before stopping for lunch.
So we've got some sticky rice for lunch.
Our guides had brought lunch with them from the market. There's no knives and forks in the jungle, and we used freshly cut banana leaves for plates.
So just before lunch, Sarah had a bit of an accident with her bag. It's one that we actually borrowed from the trekking company, and it's pretty poor quality. Both of the straps broke, and so our guides had to tie them together with a piece of, I don't know what, a piece of vine or something. But it means that the bag's now halfway down her legs, so it looks like she's at her first day at school. Aww.
As we got towards the top of the mountain, the humidity increased and the paths became really slippy, and going down the other side was just as difficult.
This is really hard work.
The more remote the paths became, the more difficult they were to navigate.
You alright?
Close, yep.
Lee, one of our guides, had to help me find my way down the slope because I kept falling over. Note that he's wearing flip-flops whilst I'm wearing trekking trainers.
How do you feel?
Yeah, good. Knackered, sweating.
Hard
My heart's
work.
palpitating.
Did you think you were going to fall off?
Yeah. It was good fun though. And we're here.
This was to be our camp for the night, right in the heart of the jungle. It was at the side of these waterfalls that flowed down into a small stream at the bottom. A bit further along there was a natural pool where we went swimming, as Mr. Singh, our other guide, and Lee set out some fishing nets to catch our dinner.
So you've got 3 now?
Yeah.
Ah, cool.
Later we have more.
Yeah?
Mr. Singh and Lee made a fire and cooked a delicious dinner of fish, sticky rice and some veg they'd gathered before we all went to bed exhausted.
So it's 6 AM. It's been raining for about a solid 12 hours. We went to bed at about 8 o'clock because it was pitch black by about 7:30, and we woke up at 10 o'clock in a pool of water. So it's been a pretty uncomfortable night's sleep with sleeping bags wet, clothes wet. We have got a mosquito net, but somehow there's been all kinds of menagerie of bugs inside it, and yeah, not feeling great at all.
The view in front of the camp had changed quite dramatically, and what had been a trickling stream had turned into a roaring river overnight. Mr. Singh seemed worried as he told us to grab our bags quickly.
Our first task today is to cross the river, and it's pretty much up to our waists.
It's horrible.
And it's flowing really fast as well, so it's pretty dangerous. We'll see how we get on.
Mr. Singh and Lee went first, but this did nothing to calm our fears as we watched Lee almost get washed away.
Mr. Singh later told me that had we waited another 10 minutes to cross, we wouldn't have made it.
That was absolutely mental. We've just crossed a really fast flowing river, and it came up to our waist, and literally clinging on for dear life at some points, but we made it. Somehow.
The torrential rain continued as we started our ascent of the next mountain.
Good breakfast.
So. Look at my leech bite.
The storm had brought some trees down, which made the climb even more difficult.
So it's finally stopped raining, I think, and so we've stopped to have something to eat because we can build a fire now and dry off a little bit.
As we got moving again, it seemed as though an entire bamboo forest had fallen down in the storm, and we had to make our own path. It was like an obstacle course as we ducked and dived, all the while keeping an eye out for leeches.
Mr. Singh cleared the path with his machete, and soon enough we'd reached another river crossing.
demain, on veut le temps facile. Oui, écoute, j'ai passé la nuit, on décide demain matin.
The terrible conditions had started to take their toll on our moods. We were wet, exhausted and fed up.
So we've just got to the village that we're staying at after about 8 hours hiking. There's 25 people here, there's only 4 houses, so it's pretty small and there's not really any amenities. We've just been to the toilet in the bush, there's definitely no showers, so we've just had a wet whitewash. It's still raining, as you can see, but hopefully we're going to be drier tonight in the huts.
The villages we stayed with were part of the Hmong tribe, and the house we'd be sleeping in belonged to the local shaman. It was a one-room wooden structure with a bamboo roof and a fire in the corner for cooking on.
Each household had pigs and chickens, which Mr. Singh told us were used as meat, currency when they needed to purchase something, and religious offerings in sacrificial ceremonies. We spent the evening chatting with the villagers and playing with the kids before settling down for a well-needed rest.
Last night in the homestay was really interesting. Despite being in the middle of nowhere, it was actually really loud between the pigs and the chickens and our host getting up at 4 AM to start work. But it was really enjoyable. We learnt a lot about the culture as well.
And we bought a chicken from the village that was alive last night, but we cooked it in the pot this morning, so that's our lunch for today.
And the weather today is sunny, so hopefully it's going to be an easy trek.
Yay!
We were given 2 options for the final day. The first was a difficult 8-hour trek with little scenery, and the second was 4 hours of easy walking with beautiful views over Luang Nantha. You can probably guess which one we chose, although it was still quite muddy from the relentless rainfall the previous day.
Vas-y.
As we neared the end, the blue sky and sunshine made us forget any difficulties we'd had over the last couple of days, and we were already reminiscing through rose-tinted glasses as we enjoyed a beer back at the trekking office. A fitting end for a great adventure.
Okay, yeah. Come on.